Hey everyone, and welcome back to Water Cooler TV. This week, joining us, we have two-time NBA champion Josh Powell.
What's up? What's up, everybody? How y'all doing?
We always ask people this, but we got different answers, different stories from everybody. What made you interested in basketball?
For me, it was just a way to stay out of trouble at first as a kid. Like I started playing baseball and football actually first, and then um, I developed a love for basketball like after the fact. Like one of the coaches that saw me playing football was like, you're a big kid. You should come out here and you should be on the court. So that was my introduction to the game of basketball, and then I learned that my mother had played growing up. My father played growing up, and I actually had a chance to watch my mom play in like a 35 and up league that she used to just play around in when she got off of work from time to time.
I should tell my mom about that.
So wait, that was in like high school or when was that?
No, that was like elementary, middle school. So my mom used to be a sheriff, and like they would have these like rec games and stuff like that they would play during the weeknights or weekends, and it was really cool like watching her do her thing, and then like that turned me on to starting to watch it like when it would come on. So the first time, like, cause I mean, we're all gamers, you know what I mean? We're young, we play video games and all that. I really didn't watch TV. So it was like when I started to watch TV and see what was going on, the Houston Rockets was the first team I laid my eyes on. So Akeem Olajuwon was like, that's my goat. You know what I mean? So that's somebody I grew up just trying to mimic everything he was doing and all of that. So that was like my introduction with my mom and the Houston Rockets. That combination is like what really got me interested in basketball.
So you played overseas, and then you went to the NBA undrafted.
hmm
How exactly did you merge from a whole different league into the NBA?
I mean, it was a big adjustment. I was grateful for the time that I did get overseas. Was able to, you know, get a good rhythm and play against other pros. Because when I started my stint in the league, I barely got any playing time. Like, so it was just mostly practices and stuff like that. So when I finally got a chance to, when Dallas released me to go overseas, being able to get those repetitions and be put in game situations, like, playing 30, 35 minutes a game, it's just different. Like, it helps you adapt and adjust to a lot of different things. And, obviously the way the game is played is different from NBA to Europe, but there's nothing like repetitions and just playing to be able to work through your mistakes and things like that.
Is the food better here or in Europe?
Oh man, they got some good eating spots overseas.
What would
All
what
um,
would
right.
you say your favorite spot was to play in?
it's a good question. I like playing in Puerto Rico a lot. Um, the culture like is cool. Like the way the fans are, just the atmosphere, and then it's like similar to the states. You know what I'm saying in a sense. So definitely love playing in Puerto Rico. Loved playing. China was fun. Um, the Philippines, man, listen, the atmosphere in the Philippines is crazy too. So that's one place that like the fans are crazy about basketball. Um, the games are because how their games work. I don't know how it is now, but at that time, it's like everybody shared a stadium. So you might have 20, 30,000 people in the stadium to watch games, and then is like they're crazy. They're turned up the whole time. So it's fun, fun atmosphere, man.
Those are a lot of places that don't really speak English. Like China, they don't speak English. Did you learn any languages while you were playing
Yeah,
in
for
while you were
sure,
overseas?
for sure. Was able to pick up a little bit of Russian, some Mandarin. Um, definitely picked up Spanish. I try to make sure I immerse myself in the culture, like no matter what country I went to, like I wanted to learn about the culture, the traditions. I would go to museums, um, try to learn what the favorite dish is, just all kind of stuff. Um, because it's also a sign of respect too. You know what I mean? And it broadens my horizons, just being able to pick up on a lot of that stuff, and it was important. So I really, enjoyed it. And then the relationships and the friendships that I have still, it's cool to you know talk about different topics and things like that. And then like even in the States, when I bump into like Chinese people, or you bump into Latinas, or even sometimes like there's been times where I bumped into some people from Russia, and I'll say some things and it throws them off, and they're like looking at me like, how you know that? So it's like real cool, you know what I'm saying, to be able to just hold a conversation, or talk about things from people and what they got going.
All right. So moving on. So you played with the Lakers in 2009 and the 2010, and you won 2 rings. And you had some pretty stacked rosters. Like you had Kobe on that team, Pau Gasol, Lamar Odom, Derek Fisher. So obviously, I'm sure you were super happy to win the ring. So after like those initial celebrations, what was like the first thing that you did after?
The night of the first championship, we were in Orlando. So, I mean, I just got really drunk, bro. I don't even remember. I don't remember. There's photos of me that went around because like I had took half of my hair out. So it was like I had one afro, I had the rest braided. Like I was all over the place, man. I don't remember anything from that night. Like I just enjoyed myself, man. I had took pictures with the trophy. The Kobe had the MVP, Finals MVP. Um, Man, it was just a great time, man. And then the second time, I remember I was going. I still had my jersey on and everything, and I had went to like the studio. I was just all over the place, like didn't care. You know what I'm saying? Because we just won. It's just you just stay in the moment, man. But those are just amazing times, and just really thankful for those times because aside from winning and being a part of history. I just think the lessons learned, because those are some of the things that I can talk to my kids about, trying to help them through life and how to persevere and push through and not give up and stuff like that. So, just, beyond thankful and blessed for those 2 years for sure.
Do you still have your rings?
Yes. Yes.
You do?
Absolutely.
Do you kiss them every night before you go to sleep? You're like, wow, I'm just like.
Nah, like so the rings are put up. But what's really cool is I got the Wheaties box that we were on. Cause like to me, it's like cool. It's cool as hell to like say that like I was on a cereal box. You know what I'm saying? Like it's it might be
So,
silly, but like for me, that's like a big thing, man. Like shit, I was on a cereal box, so you know what I'm saying? I think stuff like that is cool.
see, you enjoy more about the cereal box than the ring.
Yeah, the ring is what it is, but it's like cereal box is like limited. Like that's only gonna come if you win. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody don't have a chance to be put on one of the biggest boxes ever. Like Wheaties is big. You know what I mean? So that's something like people. The rings are with me, but like when people go to the store, they can actually see the cereal box and they can take a box home. So it's just something different about that. I don't know.
Now, I was looking at some of your plays earlier. I saw you had a full head of hair. Do you miss that at all?
No.
No?
No. No. You know what's crazy? So after we won, before, I can't remember at what point in time I said it, but it was during the second year. Somebody asked me about my hair, and I said, well, if we win another championship, I'll cut it. So that's why when we won it the second time, my hair was out. So I had ended up, you know what I'm saying, chopping that thing off not too long after we did the parade and everything.
What was going through your head when you won that championship, or either of the championships?
I think just representing my family, my last name, where I come from, Atlanta, Riverdale, you know, thinking about my high school, thinking about Clayton County, just everybody, you know what I'm saying? Just grateful for the people that poured into me, that invested in me. I just thought really mostly about them. And of course my journey, like everything that I went through to get to that moment. So just thankful. Like I said, like at the end of the day, people can say whatever they want to say, but you can't take away the fact that for forever, no matter what, to the end of time, I will be a part of history. And to me, that's amazing. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a great feeling.
You played with Kobe on the Lakers. What was your relationship like with Kobe?
I was big bro. Learned a lot from him on and off the court, especially off the court. A lot of the conversations we would have, a lot of times I would listen to him, you know, give his viewpoint on things and just soak up game from him. And then watching how he did certain things, like I was able to see, you know, not just him as a husband or a father, but watching him as a businessman and being able to come join in meetings and, you know, watch how he took care of certain things, which are things that I, you know, did, you know, that I take in and do for myself and be able to watch for and all of that kind of stuff. So it was a great learning process too.
Yeah, so I see you're getting a little bit of emotional. So, I mean, how did you react when you found out about Kobe's passing?
I mean, it's tough. Like it's the day. I mean, my birthday's on the 25th, and it's like the day after. So it's like being on a high and then being on a low. Because it's tough, but I think that, you know, it hits so many of us differently because also the fact that, like, you know, God bless all of the families that lost someone that day. But I think too, like him passing with his daughter, you know, I'm a father and I know how much my kids mean to me. And it's not easy. You know what I'm saying? Like just I've had dreams where I woke up in the middle of the night, like putting myself in his shoes, just trying to imagine what he was doing with all the chaos going on and stuff like that. Like it's just thinking about that is just tough, you know. Like that was a part of his legacy too. You know what I'm saying? Like she was gonna follow in his footsteps and just all of that, man. It's just a tough situation, tough story.
Yeah, I think it's crazy that now, you know, when this episode airs, we're planning to air it actually on the 26th, in sort of in tribute.
Mm-hmm.
Even like I'm getting a little like goosebumps hearing that about you having those dreams. It's crazy that it's been a year.
Yeah.
Since he's passed away. So
yeah.
You know, loved by literally everyone in the basketball world.
Absolutely.
I'm sure he was a great person off the court as well.
No, he was, and I think it's, you know, again, it's just crazy because he's so iconic, and it's like that's a superhero. You know what I'm saying? And it's like when we buried Superman. You know what I'm saying? A year or two ago, and I can't remember what Marvel that was, but it's just I don't know. It's just like a weird feeling, man. I can't even find the words to express, man. Like just the pain and you know the hurt, you know, for everybody. Like his wife, his daughters. Like you know, he'll never be able to walk them down the aisle or meet his grandkids or you know just stuff that other people take for granted. You know what I'm saying? So I just hope that people just really realize how important this life is and don't take each day for granted. You know what I'm saying? Like really live it to its fullest.
Who would you consider the greatest of all time?
I think when it's all said and done, I think LeBron will probably be up there. I mean, he's brought championships to every team he's played on.
Do you have any like, oh shit, like that just happened moments, like from when you were on that team?
No, because like I got to watch him in practice. When you see somebody like that, you know, giving it their all in practice as well, like what happens in the games, it's kind of like, you know, you practice how you play. It's still amazing to witness the game-winning shots, the 61 in the Garden, you know, the big shot for the tie. He done hit some crazy shots. You know, even there's been times where he done, you know, he'll give you 5-6 buckets with the left hand or do like he's just ridiculous with it. So, you know, to watch him do what he does, I mean, you're always going to be in awe.
Have you ever thought of wanting to come back? Like, have you ever thought of coming back?
I think everything happened the way that it was supposed to. Like my time is done and finished, and I'm happy about it. Like you know, I was healthy, and I walked away at a good time because I had some things going on in my personal life, and I knew that I needed to be with my kids and focus on like parenting and stuff like that. I would, you know, if the opportunity presented itself, that's one thing, but I'm not in pursuit.
You were in the Big Three league, right?
Yeah, and I'm cool. Like, and I'm cool with that. Pick something to do over the summer, stay in shape, still do what I love. You know, it's a really good league. It's a strong league that's been taking off. I have no complaints.
So before you mentioned winning the championship and representing your family and your last name and your community specifically. So I know you have a foundation called 21 Reasons to Give. Just sort of explain like when you created it, like what's it about?
I made it official in 2010. I had been doing charity work for years, and it was something heavy on my heart. Every team that I played on, every city that I've been into, I've been able to do something and give back. But basically going into a community and providing a need where there's a lack, and not only here domestically, but being able to do stuff internationally.
So what do you think about this Nets new super team with Kyrie, with James Harden, with KD? What's your opinion on it?
I think that I think they have a good team. You know what I mean? You still have to see how they're going to work together because that's important. Like chemistry is important. You have a lot of teams that we've seen that have come together and be a big three or a big four or a big whatever and not be able to, you know, have chemistry, not be able to get it done. And it's like they're trying to figure out so many different things because when all three of them played together for their first game, I think the bench was like 4 for 24. They got out rebounded, you know, the hustle plays, the loose balls, all of that type of stuff, man. They got beat out in all of those categories. So, you know, they just got to figure out a way to get better chemistry. And it's not just about the three, it's about the whole team. I think it's an exciting time, man. That was a big trade. They got the deal done. Steve Nash has been doing a great job with him and his coaching staff. So, you know, hopefully they can figure that thing out.
Yeah, like Kyrie I think it was the first night that he came back, he scored like 35 points, something around that, and only had like 3 assists.
Mm-hmm.
Like he didn't pass the ball that much, but then like James Harden, he came out and his main goal was to get that triple double. He came out, made sure to get all his assists before getting points up on the board. You've seen that a lot now with him. Right now, it's Kyrie that I think is holding them back. Their main issue, though, is defense.
Mm-hmm.
Their defense isn't that well. They're scoring. You see all these games are like 120-point games on both sides. Their defense is terrible right now.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Like you can't put out like James Harden and Kyrie and expect them to have like great defense. I mean, they also don't have that great of a center anymore. Like they gave up Jared Allen, who's huge and would get blocks and a lot of rebounds. And right now they only have DeAndre Jordan, who's not as good as he used to be.
I think if DeAndre can drop by 20, then I think that he'll be able to help that team out. Because, I mean, he's still somebody who's a former All-Star that was a defensive beast.
Are they winning the championship this year?
Negative.
Who do you think is going to win?
No. I'm gonna go with the purple and gold, man. Anytime, first of all, anybody that wins it, I don't bet against them. You know what I'm saying? Because you gotta, it's gotta be proven that you dethrone them before you just say somebody else gonna win. I think the Nets have a good chance of getting to the finals. You know what else is funny? Julius Randle was on a lot of people's memes and all of that, but he's been killing.
The Knicks weren't that good when you were on, right?
Yeah, they Melo, Kmart, Chump, J.R. Smith.
I have the best story with Kenyon Martin. Okay. I was once on his live. I don't remember what I said. I was like, yo, shout me out or something. And he goes, yo, Josh, get the off my live.
Kmart is crazy. That's a true Kenyon Martin story. I'm gonna have to say something to him about that, man. Well, I got you back, Josh. Don't worry.
Who's your favorite player currently and ever?
I mean, it'll be between LeBron and KD.
What's your favorite TV show?
Right now, I watch the Power book.
Yeah, what's your favorite genre of music?
I like all of them, really, to be honest. I'm really a music head. I can mess around and be listening to NWA and then follow it up with Justin Bieber right after. I mean, especially when you have kids and then you got to keep up.
Who is the best athlete of all time? Like all sports.
Man, this is the second time I've been asked this, man. That's a really good question, by the way. When I was asked this the other night, I said Randy Moss. So the reason I'm saying Randy Moss is he was good at every sport.
Your favorite NBA team?
Man, I'm grateful for all of them, but I'm going to have to go with the Dallas Mavericks. Reason being is because they gave me my first opportunity. Obviously, nothing is going to compare to the purple and gold, winning 2 championships, all of that. But I don't get to the purple and gold if it wasn't for the Dallas Mavericks.
Thank you guys for listening to this episode of Water Cooler TV. Thank you, Josh Powell, for joining us on this episode.
I appreciate y'all. Hey, I just want to make sure while we're recording, man, I want to give you both your roses. Fellas, keep doing what you're doing, man. Keep working on your craft. Congratulations on having your podcast show. And as you continue to, work through it, man, you'll continue to get better, more fluent. But I'm proud of both of y'all, you know what I'm saying? Because y'all are doing something that y'all love, man. So just stay positive, man, and stay with it. You know what I'm saying? Y'all doing a great thing, man. So thank y'all for having me on.